Doctor.
Doctor Who. Oh dear, you must have got that one from your youngest, Alan. Well, how many of you remember crouching behind a sofa or even turning the sound down as brave Time Lords fought off the onslaught of the Daleks, put your hand down, Cybermen, Ice Warriors, Sea Devils, and worst of all, the insidious Master? Well, children for 25 years have been quaking in their shoes and for years after have enjoyed the adventures of one of the most well-loved sci-fi heroes who has fought intergalactic battles from his spaceship, the TARDIS. We've got a few fans here, young and old, who have lived and breathed Doctor Who. In fact, give us a wave. They're the West Midlands Who-natics. They're not a load of nutters, really. With us is Simon Horton, who's the organiser. Simon, why do you love Doctor Who?
I think it's the sheer fact that it is so different. There's absolutely not one single programme on British and possibly even world television that even comes close to the concept of Doctor Who. It's so different, it's got no boundaries whatsoever. You can make it a soap opera, you can make it a horror story, a comedy, whatever you want to make it. It is so different. I think it's so British. It's become part of the British tradition. Everybody knows what the TARDIS is. It's part of British culture, in effect.
I think we've got a fan here, don't you? And next to, I couldn't miss you, Stuart, could I? In lime green there. Why do you like Doctor Who?
It's different, the way he travels through space and time. Because,
Do you like all the special effects and things?
Yeah.
And what do you think of the monsters?
They're good, some of them are a bit weird.
Yeah.
But otherwise it's a good programme.
Do you hide
It's
behind the
different.
settee?
Sometimes.
Does it frightens you a bit then, is it?
A little bit. With some of the
But you get a bit of a laugh from it as well, can't you?
Yeah.
Good. Well, we're not having much of a laugh this morning. Well, let's take a journey now through time to see the many, many faces of Doctor Who over the past 25 years.
Resistance is next to. We can talk to them, make them understand. Apart from rubbing our back legs together like some sort of grasshopper. I doubt that we can get on speaking terms with them.
Are you capable of operating the TMAT mechanism?
Oh no, I don't think I can. Well, yes, perhaps I could get the hang of it.
I'm sorry to burst in on you like this.
Oh, did you enter our base? Why have you come here?
If someone who knew the future pointed out a child to you and told you that that child would grow up totally evil, to be a ruthless dictator who would destroy millions of lives, could you then kill that child?
We're talking about the Daleks, the most evil creatures ever invented. You must destroy them.
What have you got there?
Tracking device. Registers time distortion.
You will be exterminated! Exterminate! Exterminate! Exterminate!
Is it finished? Oh yes, it has. Well, as you saw at the beginning of the programme, we've got the present Doctor Who with us, Sylvester McCoy, and his assistant, Ace, with us today, Sophie Aldred, and we've also got John Pertwee. Doctor Who's an Ace. I think actually the only time we've had as much excitement as this in the office is when we had Teddy Bear in from Andy Pandy. Everybody turns out to be a fan. John, you were Doctor Who from 1970 to 1974. A rather colourful, flamboyant character, weren't you?
Yes, I was the dandy. It's not like these scruffy fellas here.
What do you mean? I mean, can you get more dandy than this?
And you had a nice car, didn't you, as well, and
Bessie.
a screwdriver.
Oh, yes. Sonic screwdriver. I always claimed that the sonic screwdriver was my invention, but Pat Troughton proved me to be an arrant liar. He was the first to use the sonic screwdriver.
Do you think it's changed a lot since you did it?
Well, to be perfectly truthful with you, I haven't seen a lot of them. I've seen my friend Sylvester's when I can, but I've been working on another programme, Wordle Gummidge, for all that time.
Oh, so, Ad Sally.
So I wasn't able to see them because the times clashed.
Well, Sylvester, your character is like really off the wall, isn't he? You're Doctor Who.
Well, not when I'm standing next to him.
No, but you're really quite a clown, aren't you?
Thank you. Yes, do you say this to all your guests?
Yes.
Partly, yes. I mean, it's slowly developing, because when I took it over last year, ever so suddenly, we dived in and I swam, and the way I swim normally is clown-like. But as I've gone through it, I've come to the conclusion that it must be more serious. And this new season is much more serious than last season.
Why do you think it is? I mean, kids nowadays enjoy things like Star Wars, all the special effects. Why do you think they still love Doctor Who? Because, you know, there's cardboard rocks or polystyrene bits and pieces.
Well, yes. I mean, I'm addicted to Star Trek. In fact, I used to write to a piece of rock that was in every planet. I used to paint it different colours, and I've got a sort of fan club to that piece of rock.
And the rubber plant.
And the rubber plant as well, you see. So maybe it's the same kind of idea. I mean, I'm sure that is part of its charm. It's like B-movies. People like B-movies for that reason.
Very cultish.
We spend a lot of time in America at these conferences, and there's no question about it. They love it because it has that tinge of let's have a bit of fun and do what we can with a shilling.
They do tend to look for deep hidden meanings in America, don't they?
They are inclined to, yes.
Yes, that's all they'll say on the matter. They are inclined to. Sophie, you've just a recent joiner to Doctor Who, and you play Ace.
Look like a joiner?
She doesn't look otherwise, sheet metal work.
Plumber.
But she's quite aggressive, isn't she, your character? Very 80s.
Yes, it's a great character to have to play because she is very 1980s. She's very strong and dynamic and gets the Doctor into lots of trouble.
You've had to be quite violent, though. Has that worried you?
It has slightly. I mean, I was slightly worried about beating up a Dalek with a baseball bat and then shooting another one with an anti-tank rocket.
Yeah.
But
I'm all for it. I mean, I think you should shoot a lot of them.
Did you grow up with Doctor Who?
Yes, and that's one reason why I'm quite pleased because I've had a chance to have my revenge on the Daleks.
Yeah.
And later on in this series we've got the Cybermen, and I've had my chance to wreak my revenge on being terrified by them as a child.
Did you have to bone up on all the Doctor Who's?
I didn't have to, but having watched John in my childhood, I was very keen to see some of the old series. So I went along and borrowed the videos, and all my friends came round and said we had Doctor Who parties and watched the old episodes.
That's great. I was going to ask you, you haven't been to America yet?
No, I'm going in November and I can't wait.
What sort of things do people want to know over there when you go?
The same questions everybody else wants to know. They ask always the same questions.
Which are?
Oh, I mean, what is your favourite programme? Then they ask you questions which are absolutely impossible to answer. Like when you were handed the Metabolus crystal, what did Dr. Thackeus say when Professor Clancy in a revolver formed with a 3/4 million?
Which
and
of
you
course.
say, what's the answer? And somebody gives it and you say, that's correct, just testing your knowledge and let them answer.
Great. Well, I hope we haven't got a few of those questions for you now because we've got some members of our audience who would like to ask some questions. The first one comes from Simon Horton. Simon, what's your question?
Well, obviously Doctor Who is immensely popular. It's probably got one of the largest dedicated fan followings of any programme in the world. It's been going for 25 years. I'd love to know your actual opinion on being an integral part of a 25-year legend that will, no reason why it shouldn't live forever.
Did you get the question out of that?
Oh, yeah.
What does it feel like to be part of a legend?
Absolutely lovely, especially when the residuals come in.
Yes, for the next 25 years.
What I find is it's amazing being part of something that I've watched as a child.
Yeah.
And it is, as you said, part of British culture, and that's wonderful to be involved. I still can't believe it myself.
John Cotton.
Can you cope with the large fan following that the programme inspires?
Well, I find it a bit difficult because I hate writing letters. And all these letters keep piling in and I'm kind of scribbling away there, kind of going crazy and answering the same question to, each individual fan from all over the world.
Kevin, can I have your question? That's quite an interesting one.
Yes, in the not too distant future there's going to be a multi-million-pound Doctor Who movie. Is there any chance of you playing the movie Doctor, Sylvester?
Well, we've been trying to find out about it. Sylvester and I have been saying, what have you heard? What have you heard? We ring each other up. We haven't heard anything.
We haven't heard anything.
We've had 101 stories about what's going to happen. I heard when I was last in the United States of America that an American actor was going to play it, which went down very badly in America, I'm here to tell you. They didn't want that at all. But we've heard nothing whatsoever about who's going to play it and when it's even going to
I think we should all play it. They should get all the doctors.
That's what we think.
And put us all in it and have a complete Doctor one and we can have a good time and get paid some money.
I think we'll carry on with these discussions after the programme. But thank you all very much for joining us today and happy birthday. We've enjoyed having you here. Very many happy birthdays.
Where's the cake?
And many more. The balloon.
I want a jelly. Have you got the jelly?
Alan, this has generated a lot of interest and excitement in the studios today, but it's going to make the weekend a bit flat and dull, isn't it?
Flat and dull? With the TARDIS at my disposal? No, I reckon in here, we could look into next week. Have we got the fabulous singlets? I'm going in this for the weekend. See you all later.
Oh, bye. I wanted to go in there with him. Is that it? Can't we come in and have a bit of fun? Come on, let's get in that door.
What's he doing in our TARDIS?
I don't know. Bye.